Suella was a valuable member of the Conservative Party. She did a lot of good work for the Conservative Party. She's not a different person now from the one she was yesterday.
But she is absolutely trashing the Conservative brand.
Well, not surprisingly, if she's accused of having mental health problems.
I've never been aware of her having mental health problems, so if she hasn't had mental health issues, for them to raise it like that is really unbelievable.
Is it good for the Conservatives, Sir Jacob, that Suella Braverman has defected?
No, of course it's not good for the Conservatives that you want people to remain within your party. But my view is that we need to unite the right and we need to come together, because actually Suella had exactly the same views yesterday as she does today. And those views are ones that are quite close to Kemi Badenoch's.
Does she have exactly the same views today as she had yesterday? Because this is what she said today. She's the third high-profile Tory in the last 2 weeks to join Reform UK after Robert Jenrick, Nadeem Zahawi, and now her. Here she is.
So I'm calling time. I'm calling time on Tory betrayal. I'm calling time on Tory lies. I'm calling time on a party that keeps making promises with zero intention of keeping them.
I mean, I wonder how long she's been thinking that.
Well, I don't know, because she also said that she believes in politicians who are consistent, which she has been in many of her important views, particularly about immigration. I think when people leave a party and join a new party, they sometimes overstate things. I think we've seen this in both directions, both from the Conservative Party in response to her leaving, and in what she and others have said when they change party, that it's a day of high emotion for people and they tend to overstate things.
And in terms of the Conservatives overstating things, you're referring, I suspect, to the statement they initially put out when Suella Braverman announced that she was going. They said the Conservatives did all we could to look after Suella's mental health, but she was clearly very unhappy. That is such a low blow from your party, isn't it?
It was a dreadful and inexcusable thing to have said, and Central Office should be looking to find out who approved that press release. That person should not be working for the party.
Right. Who do you think it would have been?
I have no idea.
I mean, what
I
level
have no
of
idea.
I don't want to name, but level of seniority.
I don't know.
Can I tell you what mine say? It's disappointing to see a political party commenting publicly, let me finish if I may, on someone's mental health. Using mental health as a criticism of someone's actions is stigmatising and unhelpful for anyone who has a mental health problem.
Look, I'm not going to disagree with you. That's why I was interrupting. It's an appalling thing for the party to have said. It is a terrible mistake.
Should they apologise?
Of course they should. They should apologise to Suella. But tonally, it's entirely wrong. Suella was a valuable member of the Conservative Party. She did a lot of good work for the Conservative Party. She's not a different person now from the one she was yesterday.
But she is absolutely trashing the Conservative brand.
Well, not surprisingly, if she's accused of having mental health problems. I mean, I think that if you react in this overwrought way, you just make tempers fray, whereas what we need to do is unite the right about the many things that we agree on. And as I say, there are very few policy differences between Kemi Badenoch and Suella Braverman, and indeed Nigel Farage.
Harriet Harman, what did you think of this? Essentially, I mean, they withdrew it, I should say that. They withdrew that. They took that line out of the press release when they resent it out. But were they exploiting somebody's mental health?
Well, I think it's awful, because you've got to remember that it's in a hostile context. This is them being cross and angry with Suella Braverman. So it wasn't a benign context, it was a conflicted one. I've never been aware of her having mental health problems, so if she hasn't had mental health issues, for them to raise it like that is really unbelievable. And if she has, but hasn't talked about it, it's not for them to talk about it. And if she has and's talked about it, then it's not for them to use it against her. It's just wrong on every level. And it just reminded me of Theresa May's plea that the Conservatives shouldn't be the nasty party. It just feels nasty. I mean, truthfully, there's nasty people in every party, so I don't want to say it's just a Conservative thing, but they've really got some work to do on that. It's horrific.
Nick, you've got some intel on this.
Yeah, I mean, there was an immediate and strong reaction in the Conservative Party against that statement. Nigel Evans, who's the former Conservative Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons, was on Jacob's station, GB News. He described it as an absolute disgrace. He said it was appalling and the Conservative Party should withdraw it. They did that, and in withdrawing it, they issued what they called a correction, and they said a draft version of our response to Suella Braverman defection was sent out in error earlier. with apologies, and then here's the statement, it's familiar, but it doesn't have that line in it. You get the impression that on the front bench there is unease about this. And interestingly, our BBC colleague Jack Fenwick did what you call a pool interview. That's a pool interview on behalf of all the broadcasters with Chris Philp, who is the Shadow Home Secretary. Let's just hear. Jack said to Chris Philp, was it wise to send this statement out?
On the specifics of that quote, this isn't some anonymous briefing. That was the official party response. Was this a wise thing to say?
Well, I'm not going to give any further comment on that, but I do think her move to reform has been motivated by frustrated personal ambition. She ran unsuccessfully for leader twice, and just like Robert Jenrick, I think her personal frustration has got the better of her and led her to make this move.
So what's interesting about that is that Chris Philp didn't repeat what CCHQ said about how it was sent in error. He pivoted to a political message about how Suella Braverman had made a mistake in defecting. And so you do wonder, are frontbenchers comfortable with what was put out? Clearly not. And do they believe the story that that message was sent out in error? A big question mark about whether big figures believe that explanation.
I should say we asked for an interview, of course, with Suella Braverman, and we didn't hear back. We also asked for an interview with someone from Reform UK, and they said no.